I was reading earlier today, and quite frankly, I don't know all of the details because it was so early. My brain wasn't quite functioning, but I was trying to get some reading in. But it was what happened with issue one in Ohio. In issue one, basically, and I don't know all the details, but it was basically, listen, in order to amend the Constitution of the United States, you have to have a 60% majority in order to amend it, and that simply didn't happen. The pro-life movement fell on their heels, so to speak, and so I read an article from AMAC and just trying to figure out what happened. And what happened was those that were on the right did not give the voters a clear message. As a matter of fact, they were almost scared to share their positions, their position of pro-life, their position of being small government. They were very vague. They were not specific. Those that were fighting for issue one, from what I read, and they were scared because the left had already framed them as, oh, they're anti-democratic, we're pro-choice, they're not, they're against women. And they got so afraid of that narrative, instead of embracing opposition and giving the voters something that they could grab onto, something that they could hold on to. Yes, we support babies. Yes, we don't want the left-wing radicals to come into this state and destroy our state and make it look like Portland, Oregon. I'll share a story of Andy. No, I shared this last night on Officer Tatum show, but I want to get back to that. I'll share that story with you as well. But they didn't embrace the opposition. And this is the opportunity, guys. I got to tell you, we are in a position where we have to embrace opposition. We can no longer be afraid of the left. The left is going to hate you no matter what. I read another column today, and it was a column from USA Today. What's happening to Ron DeSantis's campaign? Why is his campaign tanking? And I'm paraphrasing here. And I read through the column, and I sat there and I thought, man, Ron DeSantis' campaign, in my opinion, are making a huge mistake. They should be embracing opposition, because you have a narrative out there in his campaign that he's going to be swayed by big money donors. And one of the reasons the big money donors are abandoning Ron DeSantis, because they say the guy is too doggone conservative and he doesn't get it. And I'm like, whoa. And he's too conservative when it comes to abortion, when it comes to immigration, when it comes to guns, the Second Amendment. He's more conservative than Trump. Doesn't he get it? And I'm like, dang, if I'm Ron DeSantis, that would be my next campaign ad. You embrace opposition. If Ron DeSantis doesn't get that, he's going to lose, and he's going to lose bad. See, one of the benefits that Donald Trump has is he embraces opposition. Ron DeSantis, frankly, in Florida, has done a great job of embracing opposition. He did it with this Amendment 4. When felons wanted to vote, he came in and said no to that. I thought he was going to be a rhino. Came in and said no to that. He did amazing things. He fired these election people right away. He was embracing opposition. But for some reason, his campaign ran away from embracing opposition. You can't do that. You can't do that. And many people are flocking to Trump because obviously you've got a deep state that are going after the man, that are persecuting the man. And one of the reasons why people love him, and one of the reasons why people flock behind him, is because he seems to embrace opposition. But the onus is not on Donald Trump, and the onus is not on Ron DeSantis to save the United States of America. And quite frankly, I got to be honest with you, I've been disappointed in many conservatives, because I feel like the more that I listen to conservatives, the more that I feel like even the conservative movement is getting away from the foundational principles of the United States. It is we the people. It is no man that goes before us. The only man, the only person, in my opinion, that you should use only before is Jesus, nobody else. So I'm a little disappointed in the conservative movement. I got to be honest with you. But we have an opportunity to save this country, and I love it. I'm so thankful. I get depressed. I'm not going to lie to you. There's times where I get depressed, and I'll sit and I'll have conversations with my wife, and I'm just like, I'm just so frustrated of where we're at. I'm not sure if America could come back no matter what happens. I'm just sharing my heart with you. But I just think, you know what, man? We've just got to dig in and fight. God created us, every single one of us, for such a time as this. And we have no excuse except to sit back or to dig in and fight. I was trying to make a comparison this morning. I was reading through the differences between an elephant and a rhino, and I had a theme going on in my head. I threw it out the window. I threw it out the window because I couldn't make it work. I wanted to sound clever, but but I couldn't make it work. But I was going to start with this thing: the Republican Party needs more elephants and fewer rhinos. And by rhinos, I wasn't intending on being derogatory towards those that are more moderate or anything like that, even though that's what the term is typically used for within the conservative movement, and I've used it myself. But we have to remember what the hell we're fighting for. Excuse my French. We have to remember what the founding fathers fought and died for. We have to remember what those who fought in the Civil War fought and died for. We have to have an elephant's memory. We have to remember what happened to us during the COVID lockdowns when tyranny ran amok. And even some conservatives laid down Christian churches. You had synagogues. You had, Catholic churches just laid down. So I was going to go with that theme. And then I started reading up on the rhino, and the rhino has really thick skin, doesn't see well, but it has great smell. A great smell, and they can detect prey, or actually they eat grass, but they have great smell, so that leads them to find whatever they need to find. But they have very thick skin, and I was like, man, maybe we need a combo of the two. Maybe we need to remember what this country and our foundational principles are about. Maybe we need to remember the damage that the left has done to us in order to feel motivated to fight against them, because I feel like so many in the conservative movement we've been fighting against each other, and not enough arrows aimed at the corrupt Biden family with the big guy, the big boss, Joe Biden. And I will be talking about that. But also, I just figured, you know what? We need to embrace opposition. Guys, nobody's coming to save us. Nobody's coming to save us. It's going to be us. It's going to be we the people. And I got to tell you, if you're counting on one man to save you, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I think that you will be powerful for a minute and gone by next year. That's not the type of American warrior that we need to fight to save this country.